Hey guys, how is it going? Welcome back to the ninth tutorial of my introduction to JavaScript series. For inside this tutorial, we go to discuss loop and our concentration go be for loop. We go also dey discuss why loop dey important and how loop dey make life dey very easy for programmers. But before we continue, I go quickly like use this opportunity take tell you say, if you never subscribe to my YouTube channel, kindly use this time to subscribe because your subscription na wetin dey give me ginger and motivation to dey make videos like this. Just before we talk about loop, I also want to use this opportunity to take appreciate everybody wey dey send me reviews. Thank you so much guys. I encourage you to always keep these reviews coming because with reviews, I believe say I go always dey deliver better content for inside this YouTube channel. I got some reviews from some of my subscribers wey be say the font size of my program wey I dey always write, they talk say e dey too tiny, say some people no dey too see am well well. So I appreciate this review guys, and for inside this tutorial now and henceforth, I go ensure say I increase the font size of my program wey I dey write so that everybody go begin dey see am well well. So guys, now let's get started. But before we get started, I go quickly just increase the font size of my Sublime text. So I go just press down the control key and I go just zoom in. Shey you get like this. So I dey increase the font size of my Sublime text like that. Shey you get. So anything wey I type here like this, e suppose dey very obvious for anybody to fit see. So na the easiest way to take increase the font size of Sublime text be this. So wetin I go do now be say, make I just first clear this one comot. Yeah. So wetin I go just do now be say I go minimize my Sublime text so that you go fit see the list of loops wey I don already highlight before I begin dey make this tutorial. So all these ones wey dey here like this na different types of loops wey we go dey discuss later for inside this series. But for inside this tutorial, we go just concentrate on for loop alone. But before we come begin dey discuss about for loop, e go make sense make I first explain wetin loop be exactly. So loop na just something wey dey happen over and over and over and over again. Something wey dey happen repetitively. Say for example now, you call one of your siblings, say make e come count from 1 to 50. You go know say when this person begin dey count from 1 to 50, this person dey repeat information, e dey repeat the counting of numbers. Say for example now, we wan come tell computer say make e come print out from 1 to 50. And you know say for us to print out from 1 to 50 now, we go just talk say okay, console dot log, then we go talk say 1. Shey you get. So if I end this program now like this and I press Ctrl B, you go see say my program go run here, print 1 out for us. Shey you see say we don get 1 here. Shey you get. Now if we wan print 2, we go copy this information again, come here again, Ctrl V, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, we go need change this one again, talk say okay, we wan print 2 here. So if I press Ctrl B now, you see say now again we don get 2. Now you see say e dey very easy for me to just change all these numbers here. Now let us imagine say we wan come print from 1 to 1 million. You know say that one no go just make complete sense, say we come dey copy and paste, shey you get. So how do we now do this our counting? Because say counting from 1 to 50 na repetitive task wey we just dey do again and again and again. So now I believe say you don get the theoretical understanding of wetin loop be. Say na just the concept wey dey make us to do something repetitively for inside programming. Say something wey dey happen over and over again. Now you see all this loop wey dey here, so wey you dey see like this, all of them na repetitive task dem dey do. Dem dey do something over and over again, but their usage e come dey different. Now wetin come differentiate them na the syntax wey we dey use dey write them. Shey you get. So now I go just quickly write the syntax of for loop. I go come explain am for you in details. So now to do for loop, the first thing wey we go do be say we go just write for, and we go open this open and close parentheses. Before this time, we don discuss about variable declaration. So after you don do your for, then wetin next na to declare a variable inside that open and close parentheses. So now I go just talk say let I equal to, say for example, is equal to 0, because here I dey count numbers. Shey you get now. So I is equal to 0 now, then I go close this program. Now the second syntax wey be say e dey very important inside the declaration of our for loop na the condition wey go make the for loop to work. Shey you get. Now I wan talk say I less than 50. I go explain all of this information now in just a few seconds. So as I is less than 50 now, then I wan increment I, then I go talk say I plus plus. Shey you get. This thing don begin dey, I go just zoom this. Yeah. Now then I will just open and close dis curly braces, den I go come put inside wetin go happen after dat condition don execute. Shey you get? Den I go talk say okay, console dot log, den I go log I. Shey you get? Den I go come here come close my program. So if I press control B now, you go see say our program don run from one. Oops, okay, make I just clear dis one comot so dat e no go dey confusing. Now shey you see? I go press control B again, den you see say our program don run. Now you see say our program don print numbers out until e reach 49. So with just 4 lines of code now, we don already print out so many numbers as you dey see am here like dis. Instead of say we go just dey do console.log1, console.log2 like 50 times. Shey you get? So with dis just 4 lines of code, e don save us many stress. So again, loop just be like automatic machine wey dey do something over and over and over again for us until one particular condition is reached. Shey you get? So now, as you don see as loop dey take work, I go just come explain in details wetin dey happen for inside dis program wey I write. So now wetin dey happen inside dis program exactly be say I talk say okay, let my I equal to 0. I declare dis variable I, and you remember as we dey take declare variable, shey you get? So I declare variable I to be equal to 0. So as I don declare dis variable I to be equal to 0, shey you dey see am? I come dey give dis condition now. Remember say I talk say loop na wetin dey happen over and over and over and over again. Now e get something wey dem dey call infinite loop, something wey no go get ending, wey be say you go just continue dey go like dat. Shey you get? E no go stop. So for us to avoid infinite loop, because say the definition of for loop na something wey dey happen over and over again. So we gats be able to tell computer say okay, when e reach dis particular condition, make you stop, no work again. Shey you get? Na when we come begin dey give am dis condition wey dey here. So dis middle syntax wey you dey see here like dis, you know say we get dis first syntax, we get dis middle syntax, we come get dis last syntax wey dey here. So the first information wey you go give inside your for loop na to declare a variable. Shey you get? Come give the variable value. Den the second thing wey you go do na to give am the condition. Sotey when dis condition is reached, den the program should stop working. Now dis I plus plus wey dey here like dis na to just increment I. Now how dis program come take dey work exactly be say when we declare dis for loop, computer go come here, e go talk say let I be equal to 0. Shey you get? Den e go come here talk say okay, console.log.I. So anything wey I be, na im we go come put inside our program. Na why wey be say when dis program first execute, e print 0 for us. Shey you see the 0 wey dey here like dis? Na because say I is equal to 0. Shey you get? So if I change dis I equal to 0 now, if I put 1 here, come press control B now, you go see say dat 0 go disappear, e go turn 1. Now shey you see say e don turn 1, we no get a 0 again. Shey you get? Na because say when dis program first execute, shey you see am, den I is equal to 1. Because I is equal to 1 now, the program go come, our computer go come jump inside dis program wey be console.log, and you know exactly wetin console.log dey do. Come print out the value of I for us. And because say at the first execution of dis program, I na 1, den 1 go print out for us. Now instead of dis our program to come terminate after e don print 1 for us, no, e no go terminate, because na how loop take dey work be dat. Now na where dis condition come dey very important be dat. I know say for loop can be a little confusing when you just dey start to learn how to write computer program, but no just worry yourself too much. If you lis ten to dis tutorial again and again, you go come understand in details wetin I dey talk. Now because say 1 don print for us as you see am so, den computer go come back into dis line 2, come add 1 to am. Dis I plus plus wey you dey see here so, na just we dey talk say okay, I is equal to I plus 1. Say anything wey the value of I be, add 1 to am. Shey you get? Now because say the value of I originally na 1, shey you get? Na why wey be say e go come add 1 to am again. Den e go come check dis condition whether or not say I is less than 50. And you know say initially I na 1. So when dis program print out, e print 1 for us, den e go come into dis condition wey dey here, talk say okay, I plus plus, e go add 1 to am. Den e go come here talk say again say after you don add 1 to am, shey you get, say you go know say I don become 2. So when the program wan come execute for the second time, den I don become 2. So computer go repeat dis information over and over and over and over again until dis condition is no longer true. So dis condition no go longer true if and only if I is equal to 50. And you know say we dey increment I here. At some point, I go be equal to 50. Shey you get? And na why we say if you come down here, down here, you see say e no print 50 out for us. because say we don restrict dis condition say make dis program run, make e print the value of I into our console only when I is less than 50. And you know say at some point, because say we dey add one to I here at dis particular syntax wey dey here like dis, because say we dey add one to I, e go reach some point wey be say I go come be equal to 50. So when I come be equal to 50, dis program no go run. Na why wey be say we no get 50 printed out into our console. Shey you get? So if you wan print 50 out into our console now, wetin we go just do be say we go just talk say okay, I less than or equal to 50. Shey you get? So if I press Ctrl B now, then you go see say we don get 50 as output. Our program don run from 1 to 50. Shey you get? So na loop dem dey take dey use dey print information over and over and over and over and over and over again. Shey you get the idea? So if I wan change dis information as e dey like dis, say I wan print to 2000, shey you get? Say I just 2000 here like dis. So I go just press Ctrl B. Shey you see say our program don run from 1 until e reach 2000. So make I just drag dis one up like dis until e reach 2000. Shey you get? From 1 till 2000. And if I talk say okay, make e just be I less than 2000. So dis program go only print out to our console only when I is less than 2000. Immediately I come increase to 2000, dis program no go run. Shey you get? So if I press Ctrl B now, you go see say e give us 1999 and our program come execute, come terminate. Shey you get? So no be only number again you fit use dis for loop print o. Dis one na just the basic example wey fit just happen. Shey you get? So for example now, talk say you wan greet person good morning. Shey you get? Say I wan dis person, I wan use greeting kill am. Say I wan greet am good morning 30 times, or I wan greet am good morning 2000 times. Shey you get? Now I go just talk say good morning here. Good make I just put am inside string because na string value. So I go just talk say good morning. So if I press Ctrl B now, then you see say I don use greeting kill person for here like dis. Talk say good morning, good morning, good morning. Wetin dey happen exactly here be say when my I is equal to 1, I go print good morning. Shey you get? Then I go increase the value of my I go become 2 now. Shey you get? When I become 2, I go print the second good morning. I go come repeat that information as e dey like that until I come dey equal to 2000. And when I is equal to 2000, dis condition no go longer true. Then dis program go come terminate. Shey you get? I hope say you understand. Make I just change dis one back to I as you see am so. So I go press Ctrl B now, then dis information go return to number. I hope say you understand dis explanation wey I take use take explain how loop take dey work and the syntax of for loop for us. So as e be say we don discuss about loop and for loop for inside dis tutorial, na so e go be for inside dis tutorial. I go see you for the next tutorial when we go come begin to dey discuss about for in loop.